In this video I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of the must-have apps for Assetto Corsa, and stick around until the end because I'll guarantee you there's one or two you might not have come across yet. Anyway, with that said, let's get into it. First up is Helicorsa, and this is a proximity indicator showing you a bird's eye view of your car and those cars around you and how close they are. It's very useful for avoiding any collisions with maybe cars you can't see, or someone trying that desperate dive up the inside coming from miles behind you. It can literally save your race for you by helping you avoid everything that could end it. Installation is fairly straightforward. Simply download the file from Race Department. All links will be down in the description below. Open up the zip file and drag and drop the contents into your root Assetto Corsa folder. Then simply open up Content Manager and enable the app in Python settings. Next up is Comfy Map, and this is a great track map that comes with some really unique features. You can show friends on the map, you can even teleport to various places on the map, which comes in really handy for larger tracks. So instead of having to drive for ages to get to a location, you can simply click on the map and you're teleported there instantly. To install this, simply drag and drop this into Content Manager. Next up is Crew Chief, and for those that don't know, Crew Chief is a free virtual spotter and a crew chief that provides crucial vocal updates on everything that's happening within a race. So information such as lap times, race standings, gap times between the car in front and the car behind, and whether those gaps are increasing or decreasing. It also provides value information on the condition of the car, such as how badly damaged it is, tyre pressures, brake temperatures, and one of the most useful aspects of Crew Chief I find is the proximity warnings, which tell me constantly where close cars are in relation to you. So the spotter will tell you things like car left, car right, you're in the middle, clear left, clear right. And this can be valuable if you're unaware of a car that's diving up on the inside. You can at least react and maybe prevent yourself from crashing into them. It also supports voice recognition too, so you can press a button and ask Crew Chief a question like what's the gap to the car in front, and they'll respond to you with the right information. There's even a profanity setting here where Crew Chief can use rather colourful language to motivate you, shall we say. It isn't enabled by default, but just be careful if you have kids around. Installation is fairly simple with an installer that does all of the hard work for you. All of the information you'll ever need on Crew Chief can be found on the Crew Chief website. Next up is CC Auto Start, and for those that haven't heard of this one, this application will auto start Crew Chief based on what sim titles you tell it to run for. So as an example, you might want it to launch Crew Chief automatically when you load AC, but not when you load ACC. And with this app you can do just that, meaning you don't have to now remember to start Crew Chief anymore. The configuration file is a simple ini file, and inside you can choose what sims it can monitor for and what it doesn't. Now, even though this app hasn't been updated in over 3 years, I find that it still works really well. To install it, simply download it and place the contents in a folder of your choosing. You'll need to create a shortcut to the exe file and put this in your Windows Startup folder so that it runs whenever Windows starts. Next up is SimHub, and if you haven't heard of SimHub, it is an awesome application which allows you to add and configure hardware to connect to your sim. Hardware such as butt kickers, dedicated display units, wind sims and button boxes. And on top of that, it has a great dash studio where you can install and use specific car dashboards to match any car. It even allows you to set a particular dash to load automatically wherever you're driving that car. So as an example, if you have a Ferrari 488 GT3 dashboard, SimHub can be told to automatically open that up when it knows that you've jumped in the Ferrari 488 GT3. Now, SimHub is free, but there's also a licensed version, and what's great about that is not only can you choose the license price you want to pay, but it also unlocks other features for you. Installation is fairly straightforward with an installer that just does everything for you. Next up is RaceLab Apps, which are essentially beautifully designed and customizable overlays which you can place anywhere on your screen to show you anything and everything you need to see. They have overlays that show standings, relatives, fuel calculator, telemetry inputs and many more. And there's even an overlay to show your heart rate by using a compatible heart rate monitor. Now, compatible heart rate monitors include popular chest bands, the Apple Watch, Fitbit watches and many more. Today, RaceLab Apps supports iRacing, R-Factor 2, Le Mans Ultimate, Assetto Corsa, Assetto Corsa Competizione and F1. Now there is a free version of RaceLab Apps which allows you to access 10 of the overlays and gives you basic customization. But the paid for version unlocks everything and will cost you €4.90 a month. If you're finding this video useful, then please consider driving straight into that subscribe button for more content like this. Next up is Lovely Dashboard, and for those that don't know anything about Lovely Dashboard, it's a custom designed dashboard which you can use to display a car dashboard on a dedicated display unit, a DDU, on a tablet, on a phone, or even on an additional monitor. The dashboard will show you all the information you need to see from the car and the track. Information such as what gear you're in, tyre pressures, tyre temps, brake temps, how much fuel you have on board, how much fuel you're using, how many laps of fuel you have left, wind speed, track temps, and weather conditions for now, in 10 minutes time or in 30 minutes time. It's beautifully designed, and I have to say it looks absolutely gorgeous, and you can also customize what information or widgets you want to see in certain areas of the screen. And best of all, this app is free. Again, links down in the description below. Next up is Drone Camera Pro, and this is the professional version of the previously released Drone Camera app. The camera automatically tracks the focus vehicle, and it can be operated by any gamepad, any keyboard and any mouse. It boasts depth of field and FOV adjustments, an autofocus function, and also allows you to control the camera during replays too. Installation is pretty straightforward. Simply unzip the package and drag the apps folder to your Assetto Corsa root folder. Next up is Apple CarPlay. Now we know you can use Android Auto in Assetto Corsa, but this mod brings Apple CarPlay into the sim. Now this isn't a free mod, it's available on Patreon but will only cost you €2.50, and after you have it you can cancel your membership if you so wish. Installation is pretty straightforward. Simply download the zip file from the Patreon website, unpack this to somewhere like your desktop, open up your Assetto Corsa root folder, then navigate to the extension folder, then into the Lua folder, and then into the cars folder. If you see an Android Auto folder, simply save this somewhere else and then drag and drop the new folder to that location. Then load up Assetto Corsa and jump into a compatible car. And last but by no means least, we have Lovely Pitwall. Now, Lovely Pitwall is brought to you by the same developer that brought you Lovely Dashboard. In fact, Lovely Dashboard and Lovely Pitwall are just a few of the apps that make up what the developer calls the Lovely ecosystem. So what is Lovely Pitwall? Well, it's a pit wall essentially that has a large amount of data displayed on it. Now, what's incredible about this is that not only does it show you the leaderboard, track relatives, lap times, sector times, how much fuel you have, how much fuel is left, tyre pressures, temps, brake temps, input telemetries, a damage widget, but it can also predict where you will come out of the pit lane after a pit stop. So essentially showing you whether you would be in front of a certain car or if you would come out behind it. Now, unlike every other Lovely application, Lovely Pitwall isn't free and is only available to Lovely Pro and Gold members, but it will only cost you €3 a month to be a Pro member. Installation is fairly straightforward, and once you become a Pro or Gold member, you'll be granted access to additional channels on their Discord server, which is where you get to download it from, and installation is simply double-clicking on the file and importing it into SimHub. And all that's left to be done then is to determine where you want to display it. I have this displayed on a secondary monitor just above my main screen. If you're ready to take your sim racing experience to the next level, then check out this video that's on screen right now, which is the top 10 sim racing accessories every sim racer needs. Catch you in the next one.